Okay, today we're looking at 5th grade mathematics, student expectation 5.3e, which is students will solve for products of decimals to the hundreds, including situations involving money, using strategies based on place value understandings, properties of operations, and the relationship to multiplication of whole numbers. Today's strategy, we're looking at standard algorithm. So let's start with number 1. Number 1 says 42 3/10 times 9 7/10. The first thing you want to do is write your number going vertically. So I have 42 3/10 times 9 7/10. When using standard algorithm, you always want to start with your digit that's further to the right place. In this case, it's my digit in the tens place. I'm going to multiply it times all the digits at the top of my other factor. So 7 times 3 is 21. I put my 1, regroup my 2. 7 times 2 is 14, plus 2 is 16. I put my 6, regroup my 1. 7 times 4 is 28, plus 1 is 29. So now I'm done multiplying all my digits at the top of my first factor, so I'm done with my 7 and everything I used to regroup with the 7. Now I'm going to take my 9 and I'm going to multiply times everything at the top, starting with my digit all the way to the right, which is the 3 in the tenths place. I want to put my placeholder because my 9 is in the ones place, and that's 10 greater than the tenths place. So my answer is going to start in the ones place. So 7 times 3 is 27. Put my 7, regroup my 2. 9 times 2 is 18, plus 2 is 20. Put my 0, regroup my 2. 9 times 4 is 36, plus 2 is 38. Notice when I put my 38, then my 8 goes up under my 2, and my 3 goes out to the side. Now I'm going to add both of my partial products together. 1 plus 0 is 1. 6 plus 7 is 13. I put my 3, regroup my 1. 9 plus 0 plus 1 is 10. Put my 0, regroup my 1. 8 plus 2 is 10, plus 1 is 11. I put my 1, regroup my 1. 1 plus 3 is 4. Once I'm done adding, I want to figure out where does my decimal point go. So right here, my first factor, I have one digit to the right of my decimal point. My second factor, I have one digit to the right of my decimal points. I'm going to add those together. 1 plus 1 is 2. So that means I need to have 2 digits in my product behind the decimal point. So I have 1, 2 digits, decimal point. So my final product for 42 3/10 times 9 7/10 is 410 and 31 hundredths. Okay, so now let's look at number 2. Number 2 says 35 times 6 7/10. So I'm going to write my number going vertically. So I have 35 times 6 7/10. Again, I'm going to start multiplying with my digits further to the right, and I'm going to take him and multiply times everything at the top. So I have 7 times 5 is 35. I put my 5, and I regroup my 3. You always regroup the digits in the tens place. 7 times 3 is 21. 21 plus 3 is 24. I don't have another digit to multiply, so I put my 24. I put my placeholder. Remember, my 6 is 10 more than my place that's to the right. So I'm done with my 7. I'm done with my 3. 6 times 5 is 30. I put my 0. regroup my 3. 6 times 3 is 18. 18 plus 3 is 21. I put my 1 and my 2. Notice that my 2 is out here by itself. I add up both partial products. 5 plus 0 is 5. 4 plus 0 is 4. 2 plus 1 is 3. And then bring down my 2. Now I need to figure out, well, where does my decimal point go? My first factor, I have 0 digits to the right of the decimal point. My second factor, I have 1 digit to the right of the decimal point. I add those together. So I need to have 1 digit to the right of the decimal point. 1 digit decimal point. So 35 times 6 7/10 is equal to 234 5/10. So now I want you to pause the video and do number 3. Welcome back. Number 3, we have 4 5400 times 3 2/10. Again, we're going to write our number going vertically. So I have 4 5400 times 3 2/10. First thing I do is took my digit all the way to the right and multiply times everything at the top. 2 times 4 is 8. 2 times 5 is 10. I put my 0, regroup my 1. 2 times 4 is 8. Plus 1 is 9. I put my placeholder. I'm done with my 2. I'm done with my 1 because the digit to the left is always 10 greater than the digit to the right. So my answer needs to start where it's 10 greater to the right, to the left. 3 times 4 is 12. 2, regroup my 1. 3 times 5 is 15. Plus 1 is 16. 6, regroup my 1. 3 times 4 is 12. Plus 1 is 13. So both digits actually go outside. Now I'm ready to add. 8 plus 0 is 8. 0 plus 2 is 2. 9 plus 6 is 15. I put my 5. Regroup my 1. 1 plus 3 is 4. And bring down my 1. Again, I need to determine where does my decimal point go. My first factor, I have 2 digits in the decimal point, so 2. My second factor, I have 1 digit behind the decimal point. I add that together. I need to have 3 digits behind my decimal point. 1, 2, 3, decimal point. So the product for 4 5400 times 3 2/10 is 14 528 thousandths. Hope to see you soon.